Oh, I didn't even know I was recording. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. It's Saturday, and I feel a little better than I did yesterday. What's up, y'all? Long time. It's been a minute. She was sick, honey. The diva was sick. She was under the weather. Honey, I could not talk without my nose running. So I was not about to get on the YouTube so y'all could be talking about me sniffling and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So what's going on, y'all? It's a lot been going on this weekend. I've been on Netflix like everybody else, watching Birdbox. Then I watched Bandersnatch last night. And then the trailer for Us came out. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about Birdbox first. Birdbox is I don't know if you haven't seen it, you can go watch it. I thought it was interesting. A lot of people didn't think it was the greatest movie ever, but it's Sandra Bullock, Sarah Paulson, Trevante Rhodes from Moonlight, which I thought it was very interesting how it seemed like there was this new awareness about Trevante Rhodes, but it just reminded me that there's a lot of people who didn't watch the content, of homosexuality and coming of age and things like that. And I figured that's the reason why a lot of people didn't know who Trevante Rhodes was, because his ass has been fine, okay? The movie, so it's set in, I don't know what year, it wasn't clear on what year it was set in, but Sandra Bullock is pregnant her name is Mallory, and she's pregnant in the film. And basically what happens is they start seeing on the news these mass suicides going on in different countries, and her sister is getting ready to take her to the doctor. All of a sudden, and while they're at the hospital, they notice that whatever this entity is, or whatever is plaguing the other nations, is now in the United States. So I wasn't clear on what city were they in. I don't know, but she was basically like this cynical, detached, she was pregnant, but she was really like detached from society. And I don't know what I would think that this entity was, but you had to be in the house in order not to see it. If you saw it, you would immediately commit suicide. So people are trying to get in the house. They're in the house with a group of people. They try to make it seem, I don't know what this entity was. All I can think of, to me, because there were some people who had looked at it and were able to survive. So I'm trying to figure out who those people were. L'Oreal is in it as well, and I really want to say L'Oreal, he does better to me in movies than he does on his sitcom. I think he's a great actor, and he's doing really well in this film. But in the film, he is writing a story, and he's in the house with Sandra Bullock and Trevante Rhodes. Oh, and John Malkovich. And I can't remember the Asian guy's name. I can't remember his name. I'll put it in there. But it's all considered an all-star cast to me. Everybody's in it, and so they start trying to figure out what this thing is. Then they have to figure out how to get to the store, and you have to wear blindfolds. If you look at this thing again, you will commit suicide. So many people have been like, what is this thing? But in the movie, L'Oreal, his character, Trevante Rhodes is Tom, and I can't remember what L'Oreal's character's name is, but he is talking about entities that are demons, that are considered demons, that come and you can't, what did he say? I can't remember how he describes them, but he basically the way he describes is what everybody who has been talking about the movie thinks that it is. Your greatest fear. You have seen your greatest fears, and it makes you want to kill yourself. But I noticed that everybody who, before they commit suicide, there is a calm that comes over them. I'll be right back. I gotta go into the bank real quick. Hold on. Child, I was in the vestibule. You didn't go in the vestibule on the weekends. It's locked. Child, this white man was trying to get in with a box. Let me get out of this motherfucker. He's cussing. He got a box in his hand. What you walking around with a box for? I wonder what's in that box. I'm out here. Bye. I felt like there was a sense of calm that came over everybody. And at one point, one of the women who committed suicide, John Malkovich's wife, she called out to her mother before she got into a flaming car. And I'm like, okay, so what is it? Is it your greatest fear? Or is it seeing something so incredibly beautiful that you want to be there and you want to be with it, so you kill yourself in order to go with that thing? I don't know. It's so many ideas. That's what I thought about. I thought, like, why are they killing themselves by looking at their greatest fear, when the sense, for some people, it, like, what happened, their pupil, their entire eye would, like, be covered with something. And we always say that if you were to see God, you would have no idea what to do. This entity that we refer to as God, you couldn't fathom it. You would explode. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know. To me, I felt like it was something that, I don't know if it was your greatest fear. I felt like, I don't know but anyway, so she has one child. She's pregnant. In the house there's another pregnant woman, and they're due around the same day. And I'm trying to figure out if the date has any significance to it, because one was at the end of September and the other one was August 1st. And they both went into labor at the same time. Their contractions started at the same time. They both gave birth. While they gave birth, the second girl, I think she said her name is Olympia. Yeah, the second girl's name was the pregnant lady. Her and Sandra Bullock, they're pregnant at the same time. Then the girl lets the motherfucker in the house who's been not saying he's knocking on doors. Turns out he's one of these guys who has looked at whatever this thing is in the sky and is trying to get everybody to look at them. He starts laying these drawings, these very dark drawings, on the table. So I'm kind of confused as to, like, what could have been what is this thing that they're seeing? Because to me, I just felt like they didn't look distressed when they would commit suicide. They looked like they were at peace. I don't know. A lot of people didn't like the movie. I didn't like the love thing between Trevante Rhodes and Sandra Bullock. I didn't really particularly care for that. I think they could have left this love connection out. But anyways, the guy that the second pregnant woman lets in, she ends up committing suicide, killed everybody in the house. Then it was just Trevante Rhodes and Sandra Bullock. So now they're going from house to house, living in houses until their rations, run out. And now she has two babies, and they named boy and girl. They're not named anything. I guess she doesn't want this connection to these children for whatever reason. I believe her disassociation really let her survive. I feel like that. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I thought it deserved some analytics. I think we could analyze it a little bit more, because I don't know if it was their fears that they were seeing, or they were just completely in awe and just couldn't tell. There is this type of movie genre, and somebody on Twitter was talking about it, and I felt like it was exactly what was described in this movie. They're horror movies that are based on supernatural cosmic events, and you finally see whatever this thing is, and you are in awe as well as in fear, and it causes you to hurt yourself. I mean what people would assume to hurt yourself, but causes yourself to end your life. Overall, out of 5, I give it 3.5. I take out the other points because I could have Trevante Rhodes and Sandra Bullock's love connection thing. I mean, I figure, well, anyways, let me get back to it. So they end up going through trying to find this way out. They get on the CB, and this man tells them, if you can get here, we are basically a safe haven, and you can come here and you'll be safe here. But it's a ways to travel. It almost takes them 2 days to travel down this goddamn river, honey. And so she got these kids in these rivers, and the birds, I need to back up. The birds are telling them when the entities are around. So that's why it's called Birdbox, because they travel with the birds in the box. They finally get down the river. Now if you are anxious or anxiety stricken, you might be able to get through it. I don't know, because it's really like, I'm trying to see where honey, I couldn't see. I was really anxious for a lot of it. But other than that, like I said, I'm not going to tell you the end. I told you too much already. But if you want to go watch it, and then we could talk about it. It's only like an hour and a half, I think, an hour and 40 something minutes. But everybody on Twitter was talking about it. And then Netflix says this is their highest streamed movie premiere in its history. Everybody watched it. Everybody was talking about it. It's so funny, like when people are talking about movies, how they have to get online and be like, I don't see what the big fuss was. Nigga, nobody saw what the big fuss was. We just all saw a movie together at home during the holidays, and we're all talking about it. It's nobody's making a big fuss. It's just everybody's talking about it. So anyways, that was it for that. I watched Bandersnatch. Now, Bandersnatch is Netflix's first interactive show. It's from Black Mirror. It is an extension of Black Mirror. If you do not know what Black Mirror is on Netflix, do yourself a favor and watch all 4 seasons. It is basically a glimpse into the world that we are. Your Black Mirror is your telephone. And it's basically a glimpse into where we are currently, the society that we're currently residing in, and what we're progressing to. And it's unnerving. It really is unnerving. But this allows you to make choices. Bandersnatch. It allows you to make choices. You have one character. His name is Stefan, and he is a programmer in the 80s. He's programming a video game that basically allows you to choose your options. And then there's a game on that I play on, I can't even think of it, on PS4. Until Dawn. It's Until Dawn, but it's the same kind of thing. It allows you to make choices, and then your fate changes based on the choices that you make. The film, it's only an hour and a half. But I was in it for like 3 hours because I'm the type of person I want to see, because I was just talking about the other day how I wish that I could have made different choices, and that since I didn't, when I come back, after I die and I come back, I'm going to remember this life and make different choices when I'm presented with the same choices, because I feel like if lessons are given to you until you learn the lesson, they keep coming up until you make a different choice and change your path, change your fate, change your destiny. The movie is so good because I myself, just 2 or 3 days before, was like, if I get a chance to do this level again, I'm going to make different choices. I feel like deja vu is a reminder, like if we're present in deja vu. And this is what the guy in the film was saying. Flashbacks are basically your chance to say, okay, make a different choice. We reside in parallel universes, and what the choices that I'm making here, some in a parallel universe, Erica is making different choices. And the movie, it's an hour and a half, but I was in its matrix for about 3 hours because I wanted to see, just like life, that if I made a different choice, what would be the outcome? A lot of the times, the choices were made for you. And then then it was like, it's about this man who writes a book, and the kid wants to program a video game according to the book. But the author ends up losing his mind, decapitating his wife, and then drawing this symbol. And I thought it was so interesting because I was like, okay, there was one choice to where it was like, he was having a confrontation with his father, and there was 2 choices they give you: either back away from him or kill him. And based on what the character was saying about his father, I thought, okay, let's kill him. Kill him. But then I went back and did a different, it's really crazy because it gives you all these different paths. I went on Twitter and found the basic flow chart for the film and all the different choices you can make. I did probably all of them. I thought it was really, really interesting, but I think the dialogue deserves analysis because it was so interesting thinking about that our lives is really a video game and that we can make the choices. We are the controller of the choices that we make. But sometimes other people make choices that for us. So there's a part where the kid and another programmer he offers him LSD. Remember, this is the 80s. He offers him LSD. And you have a choice either to take it or not. So I made the choice the first time to take it. I'm like, okay, let's go down this rabbit hole. I want to see how deep this shit can get. So I make him take the LSD. Then I go back and make another choice to not take the LSD. He doesn't take the LSD, but the guy who offers it to him walks by his drink and drops the LSD in it for him. So sometimes the choices that we make, sometimes somebody makes a choice for us. And it's crazy because he said, what did you put in my drink? He says, don't worry about it. I made the choice for you. Oh, I said, this shit is good as hell. Smoke a little bit and go into it a lot. This one guy was like, I had to make sure that my mind was aware because I was like I didn't realize it had been 3 hours. I was playing this game because like I said, I wanted to see, because me in my personal life, I feel like if I was able to exercise the butterfly effect, I totally would. Because every choice that you make, and I believe that 4 times in your lifetime, you have a path, you have a destiny, and you have a path. And I feel like 4 times in your life, in a full life, you have 4 times that you make a choice that, unbeknownst to you, thwarts your destiny. It takes you on a different path than you thought or that you had envisioned for yourself. I truly believe that. And this movie talks about that. It talks about technology. It talks about people watching you. It talks about this. He gives this analogy of Pac-Man. And Pac-Man means to program. Pac means to program and control. And that you're basically in this matrix, in this maze, consuming and consuming, eating the pellets, consuming and consuming, running through this maze, running from your demons, thinking you're getting out, and you think you've got out, but all you've done was come back into the maze. I was like, come on. Whoever wrote this shit, I want to watch it again just to analyze the dialogue because I thought it was great. Anyways, that was it. Then the Us movie, that is Jordan Peele's new horror flicks that's coming out in the first quarter of next year, with Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke of both of them were in Black Panther, and it's about this family, and it's so funny. The response to it was hilarious because the trailer dropped on Christmas, I think, and everybody watched it, and it was so funny. I love my people. We were analyzing they were analyzing the trailer. The one analysis that I felt was on point was that Jordan Peele adapted W.E.B. Du Bois, it's the soul of blacks, and how we live in a society where there's two of us. The person who we are, who we came from, our ancestry, our, who we are, and then ourselves in the United States, and how we have to walk through this path as two different people. And what happens in the trailer is that this whole family has doppelgangers, and these doppelgangers are trying to kill them. So that was the only thing that when I saw that, and I had never read this piece by W.E.B. Du Bois. So I was really like, first of all, thankful that somebody used that analogy, and then thankful that it was something new that I had never read, and I thought it was so interesting. It was so good. And I was like, this is the best analysis that anybody, if you have not, go watch the trailer and then go read that piece from W.E.B. Du Bois from, I think it was from, I want to say 1930. Incredible. What else is going on? Cardi B dropped her money video. I thought it was incredible. All the fucking looks. It was perfect. Then she wound up in Puerto Rico or Mexico, somewhere with Offset, talking about because she wanted to have sex. Now, here's the thing. I don't know why everybody was acting like when you was 25 and 26 years old and you broke up with your little boyfriend, and y'all broke up and it's been a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks and you want to have sex. You're not going to just call, you can, some other nigga. You're going to call who you were familiar with. I don't feel like the way that everybody responded to her, calling her stupid and this and that. Here's the thing about the way that we're dealing with this Cardi B situation, and she's living her life on the internet. That's how she became famous. I presume it's going to go until the length of her career. She was always going to share with you. She did some video where she was speaking in Spanish, but basically saying she's going to share her life. This is what she's comfortable doing. She doesn't have any problem with it. And it's more people uncomfortable that we're actually being able to see the mistakes that we made. Somebody else do them. And I think that's the reason why everybody's like, Cardi, don't do this. I hope she leaves. I think it's incredible that we are so aware as men and women that we're able to identify this toxic behavior, but then also allowing these kids to make the mistakes. But understand, like, okay, we can say, listen, girl, don't do this. What he's doing is manipulative. What you're doing is not good for your emotional and mental health. Don't do it. But we were there too. We've done dumb things. You understand what I'm saying? That goes back to Bandersnatch. Like, the choices that you make is going to determine your life path. Oh my God. Just so many things. But anyways, shout out to Cardi B. I think that video was incredible. Looks after looks after looks. The strip club, her stripping, and then being in a bank, and these white old men looking at her and paying money, and then her breastfeeding a little baby and just like standing up. And I thought it was incredible. Like, to me, I feel like it was just because what I think is, like, when women have children, a lot of people now have said, okay, she's a mother and that's it. There's no other identity that this person, this woman, can have after she has children. But she's a mother, but she's a mother, but she's a mother. But she's also a person, a woman, a daughter, a wife, a girlfriend, a professional. All of these things, all of your dimensions do not disappear when you become a mother. And I think our community, when a woman becomes a mother, it's like, either you're the Virgin goddamn Mary and you better be Claire goddamn Huxtable. And some of us are Peggy Bundy or whatever the fuck her name is. You understand what I'm saying? Some of us is goddamn Mama from Mama's Family. Some of us is Mrs. Roper. Some of us are motherfucking what's the bitch's name? You know what's a good analogy for the dimensions of a woman? If you look at Girlfriends, all of those characters are all dimensions that a woman can be at once. Do you understand? A career woman, a woman silly about love, a woman free about being free about who she is, and then a woman who is just, this down to earth, regular chick. That's what it is. I wanted to talk about our releases and our embraces for 2018 to 2019. What are we releasing? I'm going to share what I'm releasing because I did it in a tweet and I can't pull the tweet up. I thought I was going to make this video at home. I would have been able to read them to you, but I will put them here. And then I'm going to put what I'm releasing. I'm going to share with you what I'm releasing in 2018 and what I'm embracing for 2019. I hope that all of you have a wonderful rest of the year. I hope that you guys have a positive and a high vibrating New Year's Eve going into New Year's. I love the symbolism that comes with New Year's because it really gives everybody the opportunity to just do something different. Whatever you're releasing, release it, write it down, burn it, whatever you want to do, wrap it up, put it in the earth. I think you should burn it and then put what you're embracing in the earth in terms of it's symbolic of planting seeds that you want to embrace. I just believe that would probably be the best thing. It's just a suggestion. What else? That's about it. I just had to make sure I came back to you all and said what's up before the end of the year. You guys have a wonderful day and take care of each other.